The Fitment can use some way more improvement, but we're working on that, guys. I'm just a girl. Guys, this was much harder than I thought to remove. I was going to show how to remove it, but then I just really wanted to remove it because of how hard it was. I just went ahead and did it without recording. So guys, this is the OEM upper control arm for the rear driver's side, and it was a pain to remove. It was a pretty simple job. All you had to do was remove 3 17 mils. The only reason why it was very tricky was because we had to work with a very tight space, so it was very hard to remove the bolts. So I ended up going to AutoZone and picking up a 17 mil wrench, and I ended up having to cut it so that I could stick it in to this bar so that we can have more leverage. So here's a comparison of the two. This is the OEM upper control arm versus the Cusco upper control arm. Obviously they look the same because they are the same part, but the Cusco one is adjustable so that you can get full adjustability like big camber. As you guys can tell, lengthwise, the Cusco one is a bit shorter than the OEM ones because, as you guys can remember, there was so much poke in the rear, and the only way that we could fix that was by pulling it in with camber. A lot of you guys told me, ew!
Sorry.
That's nasty! A lot of you guys told me to get lower control arms so that we could get camber to fix the poke in the rear, but that's not gonna help us considering the fact that lower control arms are gonna make the rear poke out even more. So that's why we went with the upper control arms so that we can pull in the wheel for camber rather than push out the wheel for camber using lower control arms. But yeah guys, here's the new Cusco control arm. I'm hoping that it's way more easier to put this in rather than taking it out. So yeah, let's get to it. So as you guys can see, it's really tight back there. Even my small hands were struggling to fit back there. I mounted up the 2 bolts before the ball joint, but I'm not gonna tighten them up yet because we still wanna slip the ball joint inside, but keep it loose to the point where we could still move it. So as you guys can see, I already have the ball joint halfway in. Now all we gotta do is just hammer it down. So I took a little break from installing the arms so that I can try to polish my wheels. When we bought the wheels, they weren't the best looking wheels out there, and they were looking a bit tarnished, but I thought that could be an easy fix. So went ahead and went to our nearest Walmart and grabbed ourselves this metal polish, and basically all you do is grab this microfiber, grab some of this paste, apply it onto the wheel, and buff it down onto the surface. Let me show you guys my results so far. These are how the wheels look when we bought them. They're very tarnished, scuffed, very hazy. I just felt like they made the wheels look cheap. After we did some polishing, they turned out like this. It's way more shinier. I feel like it just makes the wheel look way more appealing to the eye. I just really like how it looks now. It's not the best result yet. We're not quite done. I just kind of wanted to get a start on it and test it out since it's kind of my first time polishing wheels. So far, I kind of like what I've done. What do you think, Butters? Do you like the wheels? Oh, I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Go.
we got some Cusco lower control arms. Before we install these onto the GR, we had to make some adjustments. So we removed these 2 bolts right here, and we loosened these up on the side so that we could pull it out so that we can get maximum camber. So for lower control arms, they work a bit different than uppers. For lowers, it's the farther you are from the chassis, the more camber you're gonna get. But for uppers, the closer you are to the chassis, the more camber you're gonna get. So just like the upper control arms, the lower control arms are just as simple to remove. There's actually only 3 bolts holding it up, as well as another bolt holding up the bracket. Your mom! So now we have a 19 mil on the front bumper side and another 19 mil on the bracket supporting the blah blah blah. What did I say? Oh my gosh, I'm just a girl. The hardest part about installing lower control arms is removing the ball joint. And the way that I did it was pretty easy. All I did was turn the steering wheel all the way to where I could reach the opposite side of the brake caliper so that I could access the ball joint to hammer it out. Alright guys, here's the OEM lower control arm. Wait, I need to grab the other one. Out with the old, in with the new. We have to adjust this side of the lower control arms now. Like I said earlier, we're just gonna remove these 2 bolts so that we can pull it all the way out to get maximum camber. Now we're gonna use this smaller one for the side ones. Hard to do this with one hand, guys. Just gonna loosen it so that we can slide it. Ta-da! So we got some Racer X outer tie rods, and since we are pushing out the bottom for camber, the OEM ones, they're just not long enough to push it out into the hole. We're at the San Clemente Cars and Coffee.
Not just any Cars and Coffee.
You guys want to see my car? Okay guys, we finally got the arms on the GR. I don't even know where I left off with the video. I believe I stopped recording halfway through installing it because I kind of forgot to film more content, and it was really late at night when we were installing these arms, so I kind of just wanted to get it over with. I wanted to get over the installation process because we were so tired. Don't want to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and reveal the camber. Here's the new look of the GR86 with the Cusco rear upper control arms and the Cusco front lower control arms. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but the rears have way more camber than the fronts, but only by a few degrees. To be honest guys, I kind of didn't want this much camber in the rear. I kind of just wanted around -2 to -3 degrees in the rear, just so that the wheels could fit because of how much poke it had, and then have way more in the front. I kind of wanted it to be lip to fender in the rear just because I think it looks way more aggressive compared to it being tucked. Just because when you look at the car from the rear, you can kind of see the whole lip or the whole rim of the wheel sticking out. Personally, that's kind of why I wanted to go lip to fender, just because I think it looks way more aggressive in the rear. Now with the Cusco front lower control arms, I was kind of expecting to get more camber out of it. Now my front camber plates are already maxed out, and the lower control arms are already extended to the farthest setting. So this is as much camber that I could get without having to slot my struts yet. Personally, I didn't really know that I couldn't get much camber out of the Cuscos, so you guys should just go for Racer X. Just kidding guys, so I think we just might have to end up slotting the struts, which I'm okay with doing, but I think my back wheel spacing is gonna rub on the back, meaning we might need some spacers if we slot, just so that we could achieve the lip to fender look. But other than that, I'm extremely satisfied with the turnout of the new arms on the GR, because we obviously do have a little bit more tilt now. But hopefully in one of the upcoming videos, we're gonna talk about shaving the quarter panels, just so that we could air out more and achieve lip to fender with less camber. I don't know if you guys know, but the GR86s and the BRZs, specifically the second gens, have this little weird plastic flap tab, which is kind of the reason why it's restricting me from airing out all the way, which kind of sucks. Other than that, I'm really happy with the turnout with the GR86. Okay guys, that wraps up today's video. I just want to thank you guys if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the new fitment on the GR86. For all you GR86 or BRZ people, let me know if you are also on some Cusco arms and how much camber you are currently running. If you are new to this channel and have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more GR86 content. If you really like this video and the fitment we currently have on the GR86, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you also want to stay updated with the GR, go ahead and hit the post notification button so that you will be informed of my next upload. If you want to stay even more updated, go ahead and follow my Instagram page. The @ is K20, and I will also link it down below in the description because that is where I post all my fresh GR86 content first, in case you don't want to miss out. But as for right now, stay safe out there guys. Take care. Bye.
And I know these bitches bad, but girl, they just not